and knew what he watched. This was not just an extension of the high-octane party scene that defined his weekends. He could barely think a thought without giving some hint to the machinery that was recording it all. The site had grafted onto his personality. Enough, he decided. Using a piece of software, he scraped all the information and pictures he had posted on Facebook. That got him a copy of everything. One last time, he checked updates from friends. Then he found his way to the account settings. Buried several layers down was the box he was looking for. Delete account. Was he sure? The software asked. Dan clicked his affirmation. Okay then, the account would be deactivated but not actually deleted for 2 more weeks. Any activity by him during that time, logging in, checking on friends, the least flicker of digital life, would be interpreted by Facebook as a sign that he had changed his mind and didn't really want to shut it down. That was all boilerplate delivered to anyone who declared an intention to leave the flock. The next message from Facebook was tailored for Daniel Grippy. Your friends are going to miss you, it said. Dan had about 400 friends on Facebook, a number of them people he had never spoken with in the flesh, or, for that matter, online. Someone who knew someone would send a friend request. He'd say yes, and that would be the end of it. No loss. But there were others, real buds from high school, people he cared about in college, family members, authentic friends. Their pictures were the ones appearing on the screen. It was a simple matter for the Facebook servers to figure out whose profile he had checked out, with whom he had exchanged messages, even people who were in the same picture. Facebook kept records of what he cared about. Knowing who and what Dan Grippy wanted in his life, knowing more than Dan himself consciously knew, was Facebook's business. It sold that knowledge. Daniel, Facebook pleaded, wouldn't you want to stay in touch with these people? They were hostages. Facebook was transforming his attempt to quit the network into a betrayal of his fondness for them. Manipulation. He clicked the delete button. In the winter of 2010, 4 talented young nerds with time on their hands decided that they should bring an end to Facebook's monopoly on social networking. They were man-boys, college students who became friends while staying up all night, eating pizza and hacking at geeky projects in a computer club at New York University. Their mission would have been literally inconceivable just 1 generation earlier. Social networking barely existed when they began high school. Mark Zuckerberg had not yet started the Facebook in his dorm room at Harvard. But by 2010, Facebook had become such a global behemoth, joined by hundreds of people every minute, that a revolt seemed inevitable. Someone had to do it. Like most free web services, Facebook was a middleman that made money by peeking into everybody's business. With the right software tools, the 4 guys believed, no one would need to surrender everything to big companies like Zuckerberg's. People could connect to friends and networks of friends without going through the servers of Facebook Inc. It was a simple notion of vast disruption. Such an alternative would mean remapping the lines of power in digital society. To Dan Grippy and 3 other guys from the NYU Computer Club, Ilya Zhitomirsky, Max Salzberg, and Raphael Sofer, it would be a fun way to spend the summer of 2010. In the months before then, they spent nearly every conscious minute in room 311 of the math building at NYU, working on their upstart social network project. They called it Diaspora. We're not about killing off Facebook, Raphael said. In Diaspora, they aim to create a tool that would emancipate the power and vitality of social networks from the control of a single company. Social networks have only existed for 10 years. We don't really know what's going to happen to our data, but it's going to exist into the foreseeable future. We need to take control of it. His words were printed in the New York Times, and the notion that such a thing was possible thrilled hundreds of thousands of people. Social networking occupied an essential place in society. But was Facebook